And let me forgive I'm taking a movie now. So if you are interested in watching again today's discussion, please let me know your email address. So I will send you the link of the YouTube. But the link is not open to the public. So only the people who know the link can watch that. So and also I took several pictures. So after maybe we have some time to talk. So please let me know your email address. So then I will send you the email, the links and the pictures. And then today I'm going to talk about mainly two topics. And one is what I do here about my research. And the second topic is the person whom I have met here. So I got friends, very interesting people here, and I learned a lot from them, the life, how to live the life in this world. So I'm going to give a talk about first what I'm doing here as for my research. And I'm now coming as a visiting scholar. Visiting scholar means kind of a scholar in Japanese, gakusha. Visiting scholar to University of British Columbia, and Earth and Ocean Science here. And Karuta-san talked about the weight. Weight is a commodity. But I strongly suggested to remember the term, 4 terms in the commodity, weight, and maize, and soybean, and rice. You must remember these 4 crops. Do you know, everybody, please tell me what is maize in Japanese? Maize. Rice? Maize. No, not rice. Rice is, of course, yes, you must know that, but maize. M-A-Z-E, maize. Everybody, come on, please. Maize, you must remember. Maize. You don't know? Maize.
How do you spell?
M-A-Z-E, maize. M-A-I-Z-E, maize. Maize. It's very important crop in the world. No, it's not. But maize is a tomorokoshi. You must remember. Why tomorokoshi is so important? Why tomorokoshi is so important, you think? Why? Okay, who eat tomorokoshi? Give me the answer, please.
Many people.
Maybe?
Many people.
Not only people, but animals. Yes. So almost all of the cattle in the world, they eat maize. So the maize is very important food in the world. And also sometimes nowadays, have you ever heard of the name of the bioethanol? So the maize is transformed to the bioethanol during these days. So you have to remember the maize. Okay? And next, the soybean. Soybean in Japanese, please. Rice. Why is soybean very important? Why? What? What did you say? Sorry, I don't healthy. Healthy. Yeah. Okay. Soybean is called as a vegetable meat. This is very important. So soybean is very full of fats and oils. So if only you eat soybeans, you don't have to eat meat. That's very important thing. So in Japanese people, we eat miso shiru every day. So in that sense, we don't have to take so much meat every day. So the meat is very important. And also rice is extremely important, especially for the Asian people. Why do you think rice is so important for the Asian people? Why? Tell me the reason why. Why? Why rice is so important? Anyway, so the rice can be cultivated maybe twice or 3 times a year. Have you ever heard of the name of the nimosaku or sanmosaku? So it's so-called in English multiple cropping. So in Asia, almost all the people they rely on the rice. So for example, in Philippine people, they eat 5 times a day rice. In the morning they eat rice, and at 10 o'clock they have the morning tea time. They eat rice gato, osenbe, and then at lunchtime they eat rice, and at 3 o'clock they eat osenbe too, and in the evening they eat rice. So 5 times a day they eat rice in Asian peoples. And how many people do you think that, how many percentage of the people live in Asian countries in the world? If the total population of the world is 100%, so how many percent of people live in Asia, do you think?
60.
Almost 60, more than 60 people live in Asian countries. So then almost all the people are relying on the rice. So one of my research topics is targeting the major crops in the world: maize, wheat, rice, and soybeans. And we're trying to figure out the impacts of the climate change now. So the temperature is changing and precipitation is changing. So what I'm going to do is to forecast the future projection of the rice or the major crop yield. Yield means the productivity in a certain area. And the other topics I'm working here is the sea ice. You know sea ice? In sea ice. In Japanese, everybody tell me, what's sea ice? Sea ice. Sea, ocean. Sea, ocean ice. Sea ice. Yeah. In Japanese, we say kaihyo. Kaihyo. So if you see the maps from the North Pole, every year there's a sea ice extends, and summertime it disappears, and extend, disappear, extend, and disappear. But recently, the sea ice is disappearing dramatically. So what's happened, do you think? If the sea ice in the Arctic disappears, what do you think? What can we do? Anybody, please give me your idea. What do you think? Anybody, please. If there used to be a sea ice in the Arctic. If you imagine, you can see that from the North Pole. So there's a sea ice here. But if the sea ice disappears, what can you do? What you can do?
That's too late.
Sorry?
That's too late.
Too late? Too late? Yeah. Sorry, my question is, if the sea ice disappears, what we can do?
We can't do anything.
Yeah, we can do anything. But for example,
No, we can't do anything.
No, she said we can't do anything.
we
That's too late to do anything to that.
cannot do anything. No. Okay. Anyway, sorry, the question is a little bit difficult. Anyway, so if the sea ice in the Arctic disappears, for example, the trade. Imagine the trade. Shipping. If we make a car for example, in Japan, so if there's a sea ice in the Arctic area, we have to ship through the Africa or Panama or to Europe, for example. But if sea ice disappears, we can ship to the north, along the Arctic region, and then reach to Europe. So several Japanese trading companies are really think of that, and they are think of that to shipping from Japan through the Arctic areas. And also, I'm now explaining what I'm doing here. If there's ice here, what's happening? Ice. Yeah, if there exists ice, okay, anyway, if there's an ocean here, ocean, do you know that you can imagine a typhoon? So if the heat is comes up from the surface of the ocean. So that means the upflow, the air is upping. So the humid air is coming to the center, and then it will blow up and make a typhoon built up here. Okay, but if in the Arctic Ocean, if there's a sea ice here, no heat which comes up to the atmosphere, so that will cause a weakening of the kind of a low pressure zone, because of the heat will not be heat is not transferred from the ocean to the surface. So nowadays, the surface in the Arctic area, the surface of sea ice is decreasing dramatically. So maybe many things must happen. For example, if sea ice disappears, evaporation, the water is going to the atmosphere. And then if there's much water in the atmosphere, what's happening, do you think? What will happen?
Rain.
Not only rain, but also
Snow.
Heavy snows. So sometimes in the world, there are places where has extraordinary snows here. Not only here, but in the world. And some parts they have the huge rains, and some places droughts, opposite side of the floods. So this kind of thing is now happening everywhere in the world, and sea ice is thought to be a very important role to stabilize climate conditions and also climate systems. So that's what I'm working here at the University of British Columbia. So maybe some of them are interested in my research. Maybe I also send you the link on my research results. Very interesting research result is coming out now. So I will let you know that. So anyway, so if I started talking about my research, maybe I spend much more time. So maybe next I move to the topics of the people whom I met here from this April. So I came to the Vancouver from the end of March, and I will be here until the next March, for around 1 year. So at first when I come to here in Vancouver, I live in a share house. Do you know that share house? Share house, yeah, in Main Street and Main Street 33rd or something like somewhere like that. Then I stayed there for 2 months to find a place to live, and then there I met very important, very interesting people. First I met German boys, and he's very interesting. He's very kind of a healthy otaku. He likes healthy otaku. He likes healthy. He never smokes and he never drinks. And he never eat rice. Why do you think German people don't like to eat rice? Do you know the reason why? I don't know that, but okay. I bring rice cooker with me. Why don't you eat my rice together with me? But he said no. I never eat rice. What?
Insects.
Insects.
Yeah.
He doesn't like rice. Why? The reason why he doesn't like rice. Very important.
Okay, explain.
Yeah, they have rice. Yeah, but very interesting answer, because for the German people, rice is kind of a salad, vegetables. So so in that sense, they don't eat rice for the main dishes, just kind of a salad. So he didn't take any rices together with me. And then I also met very interesting people. Vancouver Film School, do you know VFC? Vancouver Film School is very famous. And maybe some of them might know that Vancouver is very famous for the film industry. You know, what can you imagine if you maybe this morning you walked around the downtown Vancouver? What do you think the scenery of the Vancouver? If you see the scenery of the Vancouver, high buildings. So maybe some people say the scenery reminds them the scenery out of New York. So this is not many filmmakers, they want to take movie in New York, but it costs. So they come to Vancouver to take movies. And also the university, Simon Fraser University. Maybe someday, if you have a chance, come to Vancouver again. I recommend you going to the Simon Fraser University. The Simon Fraser University is mainly also used for the scientific fiction movies. Very interesting. So maybe the many filmmaking industry is very popular here in Vancouver. So maybe you should check the Vancouver Film School, Vancouver VF Film School. And if you really want to be a filmmaker, he told me that if you go there, after 1 year's experience at Vancouver Film School, you can have a work permit, to work for the film-related companies. So many more and more people are coming to Vancouver to be a movie makers. And also I met several people in my office. The boss of my laboratory is a Professor Williams Sensei, and originally he comes from Hong Kong, but he has graduated from British Columbia University, but also he has experience to teach at Cambridge University and Princeton University, and he is very famous, world famous professor. And in his laboratories, one graduate student coming from Columbia, and one is coming from USA. And USA guy is very interesting. USA guy is graduate from Penn State University. Penn State University is very famous for the nuclear power plants. And he used to be a nuclear power plants operators, but he didn't like that. And then he entered the graduate school, Earth and Ocean Science recently. And when he travels, and when he travels to the Jamaica, so he fall in love with a girl, work for the casino, the virtual casino, and his girlfriend is making a virtual casino program, and they met there, and they got married, and they're very interesting people. And also from Brazil, there are guys coming from Brazil. And also from Korea, one girl is coming. So almost a multinational culture is going on in my laboratories where I belong to. And also here in Vancouver, I love ski very much. So almost every week I went skiing. Even though last week I went to ski last week. So there we can enjoy ski in a glacier. There's a glacier there, and also the heli ski is available here. And so if you come to Vancouver, maybe next time when you come, maybe you have planned to coming as a kind of working holiday or working as a ramen shop or any other places. But I strongly recommend you to come to here to get some kind of license. So, for example, if you are very much talented for doing ski, you join the ski school first, maybe 1 week ski school programs, and then you will get a license for teaching. And the teaching fee is very, very good. So I conduct several surveys on the Whistler areas. And if you have the teaching license, you can get maybe $40 or $45 per hour for teaching skis. And every food is supported, and accommodation, the place to stay is also supported. So maybe one idea is maybe you can work for the snow sports companies or for internship programs. And then also I met a very interesting people. He's a pilot, helicopter. He's driving helicopters. And he's working for the helicopter companies in Vancouver, and now he's in Africa. So today I didn't bring with my laptop, but recently he sent me the picture, taking a picture together with orangutan. His office has orangutan. Orangutan is here, and like this. So very, very impressive pictures. But his story is very interesting. He wanted to be a pilot, but he failed almost all of the exams, and he started to work companies in Japan for the architecture engineering companies. But one day he decided to come to Vancouver here. And while working for the travel agency, he went to the pilot school. Maybe there are many pilot schools around Vancouver. Abbotsford, there are several pilot schools, and you can take a license for the Cessna at the beginning. And then you can relate it to the helicopter and other bigger aircraft. And then you have a chance to work for the airline companies. And now he's spending very happy days in Africa, moving the people from the station to the oil plants. It's very interesting. And other people, I met the people who work for the mining, copper mining companies. And nowadays, copper in Canada is very famous for the natural resources. So the natural resources price is going up now. So the payments for the working for the mining is very pretty good. So maybe you should check what kind of people are here and what you want to be and what you should do here. So maybe I suggest you to do these kind of things. So if you can call me from your Facebook, my name is Kanichiro Matsumura. Almost every day I upload various kind of things on my YouTube, on my Facebook. So please invite me so that you will know what's going on here. Okay, thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Matsumura, for a very interesting
Don't worry.
story. And now we'd like to take